Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And if you watched the previous video, you'll know that this piece of floor that I made, which is actually engineered maple flooring, I had coated it with 2 coats of Rejuvenate. I had a particular experiment I wanted to try, and what I did is I removed the wax. Well, I looked for a wax remover that I could get available here in Canada. This is the product I used. This is actually made in Holland, and I've used a parquet cleaner, which is basically for cleaning of everything floor, and it works very well. Actually, they have a laminate cleaner as well I've used, and it seemed to work really well too. But I was looking for a product that I could use to remove wax off of floors, like Rejuvenate, and those kind of sort of awful things people put on the floors. Because the other day, a couple weeks ago, I did a floor where I removed the wax with this, and that's not the right thing to use. You don't want to use that on the wood floors. My bad. But fortunately, nothing harmful happened to that particular floor. I was able to rinse it off of there pretty well using the Rotary wash. So anyway, we don't want to do that. We want to use products that are safe, and in Canada we don't have the choices like you guys do in the US. So I was looking for something that was going to be safe for Varathane floors and available here in Canada. And I'm using that product straight. Yes, it's expensive, but the actual cost that what I'd be charging for doing wax removal that'll be negligible in the big picture. That 1 liter there is apparently good for 800, 900 square feet. So, and it's about $15 or $18 a liter, which is not cheap. But like I said, when you're charging decent money for wax removal, which will be at least $2 a square foot, I expect. That's the plan. Then that's not a big deal, because that'll be part of the cost of doing the job, and I charge good money for it. So, but what I was really wanting to know is whether or not I was going to be able to remove the wax off the floor just using a green stripe astroturf pad. I used that on that job I mentioned just a few weeks ago on the oak floor. I was using a red pad to scrub to dissolve the wax, and I was using the Rotary wash to pick it up, and that was working, but it was really kind of taking a while. And I thought, the red pad just didn't quite seem to cut it. I actually switched over to a hogshead pad, and that definitely scrubbed better, but and it seemed to remove the wax a bit better. And then I thought, I saw a video, somebody had posted a video where they had been using a green stripe astroturf pad to remove wax off of the floor, and I thought, I got to give that a try. So I did, and it worked really quick, really effectively. So and that's how I did the job, and then I rinsed it with the Rotary wash and picked up the loosened wax and whatever. So anyway, here I am back here at my own place, and this is my little practice floor, and I've coated it with 2 coats of Rejuvenate. I did this half, and I used the Orbot to remove the wax with the green stripe astroturf pad, and it worked fine. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to go and grab my Rotary here and use the Rotary this time to see if I notice any difference as far as how well it works, because it worked really well on the job I did. I had the Rotary, I didn't have the Orbot on that job. So let's give it a try. We're just messing around. Now, actually, immediately I noticed that it's really smooth. Of course, the Orbot, and this is a thicker pad than you really would normally find under an orbital machine. But boy, oh boy, look at that. Okay, yeah, this is really cutting through the wax. That is incredible. Oh my. Wow. Actually, what I'm thinking is I probably put more on there than I really needed to. But wow, look at that. It's just cutting right through that. That's the wax. That's the emulsified wax we're seeing there, boys and girls. And the other thing I like better about the Rotary is the fact that the wheels aren't going to be running through the wax either. So, pardon me. Sorry about that. So you notice that the wax is disappearing slowly. And you know where it's going? It's going into that pad. Or bonnet if you prefer. Okay, I definitely like this. And I definitely like it better than the LP. Let's go back here again. Oh my, that's really quite impressive. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. Of course, it's gonna really do a fantastic buff on the floor at the same time. And then I'll just follow this up with a neutral cleaner in a minute. But I would change the pad to do that. Obviously, that would make sense, right? You don't use the same pad that just absorbed the wax. Oh my goodness, that is just fantastic. You can hear it slowing down a little bit. It's just starting to bind just a little bit. So anyway, let's pull it over here. Let's back over here a little bit. Oh, the pad dropped off. And by the way, oh yeah, I can feel it in there. It kind of feels a little bit sticky. Okay, so it's in here. That's great. And now you think, oh, you ruined your pad. Well, actually, when I did it at that job the other day, a week or two ago, I just put it in the laundry and washed it, and it came out fine. Because you've got the stripper, the wax dissolver saturating into the wax, and then it's absorbed into the pad, but it's broken down with the stripper in there. So yeah, it came out of there no problem at all when I laundered it. So oh yeah, let's see. No, we still got some wax here a little bit, I think. Now, normally what we'd be doing, of course, is using a red pad and then going over the floor. So I've got one up here. Here's one. You'd normally scrub the floor with a red pad. So let's just give it a try. We'll put a bit of this on here. Oh, I can look at that. Okay, now we're seeing the little bit of frothing up there. Not very much. Okay, let's take a look at that. I don't think there's anything on there anymore. I'll do the B side on this astroturf pad. And we're going to go 300 RPM. That gives me about 125 revolutions more per minute than a standard 175. I think it's pretty obvious that the wax is removed. Okay, let's stop here. Yeah, I can feel it in there. A little bit of wax still. Let's see what we feel like over here. Yeah, it's gone. Nothing there. Okay, now we're going to do the neutral cleaning. This will be the neutral rinse. And Odoban is the choice today. And that, of course, is a microfiber with scrub strips. So, if you're going to be doing any wax removal jobs, by the way, you do got to charge a decent amount of money for this, because it is quite time consuming. But a reasonably sized job can easily be over $1,000 easily. But you'll spend a good portion of your day there. And I work alone, so, and you can certainly do it alone. Just got to remember that it's going to take you time. Okay. So, what do you think of that? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Well, you know what? I did this with the other, with the OP. We're going to dry super absorb on there. There. That floor looks brand new again. Uh-huh. All right. Well, I think we're onto something here. I'm not saying this is always the way to go by any means, but yeah, it's possibly a way to go. Put it that way. Definite maybe. Anyway, thought you might find that interesting. I'll let you go now, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.